Hola a todos, bienvenidos al canal, soy iPhone Logan y volvemos a Kingdom con Deliverance. Hoy Henry por fin descubre el desenlace de lo ocurrido en Neoco. Vemos que hay mucho más implicado detrás de todo de un simple ataque a un pueblo. Y nada, de paso también pasamos para ver con nuestros amigos Finn y Matthews, que la cosa, bueno, está un poco regulín, pero bueno, también se queda en ellos. En fin. Así que espero que disfrutéis el vídeo de hoy, como siempre aquí en la descripción tenéis los enlaces para Twitch, Discord, Instagram y Twitter. No olvidéis, como siempre, suscribiros, buen like, a la campanita y nada, dentro del vídeo.
Te has levantado, ya era hora, venga, quedamos. Claro, bien, bien, te has levantado, ya era hora, venga, quedamos.
Henry, I'm so glad to see you.
Yo también, te ha costado, ¿eh?
Do you still feel like doing something together?
Shall we play Blind Man's Buff?
That's really what you want to do?
I know it's a game for children, but I always liked it, and I won't feel stupid playing it with you.
Ah, de acuerdo.
Right, why not?
Good, then follow me.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Voy a comer rápido. Vámonos, venga, he comido. ¿Tiraré?
Nobody will see us here in this barn.
Hey,
Are you
lad,
shy?
don't you want a
It's a
little
game for
wager
little
on the
children.
rat egg tourney?
Of course I'm embarrassed.
Well, adults play it too, you know.
¿Quieres ir al granero, no? ¿Qué listáis?
I'll cover my eyes.
Well, they do say love is blind.
Cheeky boy. But this is a game you won't be winning. I've got ears sharper than a bat.
But I'm as stealthy as a cat. You'll never find me.
We'll see. But if you leave the barn, you lose. Come here.
¿Qué tal toritas?
Come on, spin me around. What are you waiting for?
Blind I may be, deaf I'm not. Make a sound, and you'll get got. How does it go after that?
It doesn't matter. Go and hide. I bet you're here. No?
Te pillas, ya te voy a quitar esto.
Was that you?
Uy. Nada, no me pillas.
Where are you?
Uy, que me llamo. Uy, ¡eh!
There, you see. I can hear better than a bat.
Sí, que me ha dejado ahí.
Oh no! I've left clothes out to dry. We have to bring them in before they get soaked. What the?
Vamos, por ¿dónde está la ropa?
Oh no, it's completely soaked.
You'll have to put it by the stove to dry.
Smoke. Help me bring it to the hay.
Qué bien doblada está en el suelo, la ropa. ¿Hay más por aquí? Vale, vámonos, venga, corre.
It's sopping wet.
Not afraid of thunderstorms, are you?
Not anymore.
Ah, qué tortolitos.
Shouldn't we spread the linen out?
Henry, hush now.
Que te calles. Toma ya, campeón, ¿eh? Bueno, censuramos esto. Y el tío por ahí dando vuelta, ¿eh? Si te enterara, la molinera, la moza del pueblo, la otra... Este es un gañán, vaya. ¿Qué don Juan está hecho, Henry? Venga, vamos a seguir. Ya está, ya hemos quedado con Teresa, le hemos alegrado el día. Tú, y me dice me deja tirados. Oye, me deja tirar el molinero, ¿eh? Oye, tú. Hacer que nosotros dos.
About that evening.
Ah, yes. I never thanked you properly for helping me with the laundry. That storm would have carried it off to God knows where.
Oh, I think you thanked me enough. But next time we should take shelter somewhere else. That hayseed gets into places it shouldn't and itches like mad.
Henry, you donkey. You really know how to sweet-talk a girl, don't you? And anyway, what do you mean by next time? Just what exactly do you have in mind for the two of us?
Me cae muy
Well, we'll
Teresa.
be together, like a couple. And when the time comes, you'll take me as your husband.
Oh, demasiado rápido.
You're full of yourself, aren't you? But that's not how things are done.
Demasiado rápido.
Obviously, under normal circumstances, I'd ask your pa for your hand, but...
Papa? Yes. He'd set the dogs on you. Now you'd have to get Uncle Peshek's blessing.
I reckon I'd have no better luck with him. Unless he saw a way to profit from it.
I'd have a sack of flour for my dowry. But seriously, Henry, what kind of husband would you make? You can't sit still in one place for an hour at a time.
Well, I've got a lot of duties, but I'm very fond of you, you know. And maybe one day...
I know, you silly sod. We can't get married yet. But we can still see each other and be fond of each other.
Podéis repararme la ropa. Vale, es demasiado pronto pedirle eso, ¿no? Oye, si me puedes reparar la ropa gratis, me ahorra tener que ir al sastre, en verdad. Pero luego, no va a ser, no sé, les voy a perder la reputación con ella. Venga, vamos ya así las misiones. ¿Qué hora es del día? Perdón, la tienes aquí, perfecto. Vámonos. Tenemos que ir primero al merino. Aquí. Y luego a Bernard, a terminar las dos misiones que tenemos pendientes. Merino, no te vayas, que hablar contigo. No te vayas, tengo que hablar contigo.
How's it going?
Todo bien. Me gustaría preguntar por ese trabajo de una edición sobre los acarreadores.
I know everything I need to know to pick the carriers.
Splendid. I'll be glad to get this damn business off my back. So how have you decided?
Sí, tenía los nombres.
How do we do this? Do I just give you their names, or should I send for them?
Just tell me their names and whether they should carry water or something else. Don't worry, I'll send for them.
Para agua, ¿no? Cornelius era para los excrementos. Hostia, se me ha olvidado cuál era para cada uno. Antonia, sí, para agua.
What? A woman?
Yeah, is that a problem? You never said it had to be only men.
I didn't, but I kind of assumed it would be clear. It's a long walk with a heavy load, man's work.
She can handle the job, have no fear.
Let's hope so. You'll have to answer to me if she can't. Where do we put her then?
Acarrear agua.
To carry water.
So we have one person to carry water. Who's next?
Cornelius.
Ah, Cornelius. I had him here once looking for a job. Where do you want to put him? I'd like to see him with buckets of shit.
Y eso va a hacer, lo convenció. Va a pillarle
Carrying shit.
Good. One person for this job. Next.
Mierda, tío, se me ha olvidado cuál era el otro. El hijo de Mokmir, Vicen, Tonda el Torno.
Tonda. They call him the winch.
The winch. Ought to be good with a bucket anyway. What's he going to do?
Era roca, vale. Este cargar agua.
To carry water.
So we have one
No.
person to carry water. Who's next?
Roca.
Peter, better known as Rock.
Ese.
Peter? Rock? Didn't he get into a fight and injure his arm? Well, what should he do?
Vacía librinos.
Carrying shit.
Good. One person for this job. Next?
Vincent. Y estos
Vincent,
aguadores.
Moimir's son.
Vincent? Never heard of him. What do you think he should do?
Agua.
Carry water.
So we have one person to carry water. Who's next?
That's it.
Good. All decided. Now about the cook's job.
La de... Me estoy preguntando por ese trabajo. Tengo una misión acerca de la cocinera.
I chose a cook as well. Should I tell you or go to Hagen?
Tell me who you chose and I'll take care of it.
Agnes.
I chose old Agnes for the cook's job. I had a job convincing her, but it was worth it. She's the best cook around.
Glad to hear it. I'll have to drop in on Hagen for lunch sometime.
Perfecto. Pasa algo por aquí. Más
Is there anything of
salvajitos.
interest going on here?
I should say so. The bishop's vicar came to Ujits, and not even Sir Hanush knows what he's after in these parts. Something must be up, but I couldn't tell you more than that.
Vale. Pues listo. Pues buena suerte. ¿Tienes por aquí libros, tío, que pueda robar y leer? Tienes por aquí muchos libros. No. No tiene libros. Tenemos que ir a San Bernard. Ahí está. Venga.
God
Vamos.
be with you.
Ahí están. Entre los
I have
trofeos.
some, trophies.
Let's see. Good. That's how to treat the bastards.
Bien. Y ahora encargamos el campamento.
Taking care of the camp.
Where's the proof?
Las escuelas.
Nice to
Perfecto.
hear it. And that's not all. There's some trouble on the road to Sasau. There's most likely another camp thereabouts.
Very well, I'll take a look.
Take care.
Sí, cuidado porque cada vez son más jodidos. La mayoría partida es que venir alguien conmigo, ¿eh? Este último campamento salió muy mal parado. A ver, misiones. Mira, si no hay misión aquí hay alguien que puede dar misión. Hola, sí. Hello. ¿Qué llamas, tío?
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
¿Me habéis hecho llamar, señor?
Henry, just the man I want to see. I need help with something.
What's the problem, sir?
The Archbishop's vicar has come to Ujits. I don't know why exactly, but the rumor is that he's on the hunt for heretics, which frankly never meant any good, especially for me.
I'm sorry, but I'm not really up on religious ranks, sir. What does a vicar do, exactly?
You don't have to apologize. It's the devil's own work to make sense of their twisted hierarchy. The vicar is short for vicarious, meaning in place of. He has full power to act on his superior's behalf.
I see.
In this case, sadly, the superior in question is that nincompoop, Archbishop Zbigniew Hare of Hassenburg.
Sí, me parece perfecto, vale.
What should I do about him, then?
Firstly, find out why he's really here. He might truly be on the hunt for heretics, which wouldn't be good news. Or it's equally possible he's here to size up my estate, which would be even worse.
I understand. And then what?
The best thing for me and all concerned would be for him to pack his bags and go back to Prague.
And how can I, encourage him to do that? I can't just kick him out, can I?
No, of course not. But if you can make him believe there's nothing to find here, he'll be off in no time. So tell him I've sent you to assist him.
I understand. And my task is to assist him in finding nothing.
Indeed.
Vale. ¿Y si te herejes? ¿Tenéis algún problema con el obispo?
Are you at odds with the Archbishop in some way, sir?
No, I've never even seen him. But that's no guarantee he doesn't have his eye on my estate.
But how could he get his hands on it?
He's an archbishop. They have long fingers, my boy. And now, without the king around, it's the perfect time to amass a nice little hoard. Believe me, I know. They say in Prague that he's a complete dolt. But I rather doubt that.
Why?
All the Hare clan are as shrewd as they come. I know that better than most.
Uh-huh.
Vale, pues empezaremos.
Well, I'll get going straight away.
Good luck, lad, and be careful. Clergymen are wily weasels, so take care.
I'll be careful. Don't worry, Sir Hannes.
Good luck, then.
Ok, venga, vamos. Vamos a salir por aquí. Este es el de Ronna, el otro está en inventario. Ronna bajando el río con un puente y una meseta. Si no me equivoco, esta es la meseta, este es el arroyo, este es el puente. Tiene que ser esta casita, ¿no? Justo pasado del puente. Porque aquí no hay una casita. O puede ser este. Puede que sea este. Puede que sea esta casita. Pero esto está demasiado cerca de aquí, ¿eh? No sé si era peligroso venir. Vamos a intentarlo. Venga, vamos aquí primero. Aquí no hay viaje rápido, sí. Lo más cercano sería el Edeco. Así que venga, vamos al Edeco. Vamos a meterme en caballo. En fin, da igual. A ver qué tal va. ¿Qué tal, Matthew?
Jesus, what have you been up to?
¿Qué tal os va aquí?
Are you happy here?
It's not worth a damn. If I had any choice, you wouldn't see my heels for dust.
Well, what's happened? Did you two get yourselves into trouble?
A fine friend you are, assuming it's our own bloody fault.
Oh, come on. You know what you two are like. I had to ask.
Well, perhaps with that monk. But now, the foreman's got it in for us. If he could, he'd skin us alive.
¿Es demasiado duro con
Always
vosotros?
forcing you to work, is he?
If only. That wouldn't be so awful. But nothing we do is good enough for him. There's always some reason for him to yell at us.
I can imagine.
You know what it's like. We do too little, and it takes us too long, and what we eat's worth more than the work we've done, and it's no fun listening to that sort of shit day after day.
Pero no lo jugáis,
You
¿no?
definitely don't. You don't ever provoke him.
I've already told you once, he's an arsehole. I'd say there's nothing we can do about it. If he wants to yell at us, he'll yell at us.
Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. He starts saying we're practically bandits, and what he's going to do about it. That gets Fritz going, and he starts yelling too,
And the miller won't stick up for you. I would have thought all the yelling would drive him mad.
not really. He trusts that loudmouth bastard more than us. He's got us down for a pair of parasites.
I see.
What's so stupid is the mill really needs us. They haven't had any hands here for quite a while, and the mill needs a lot of fixing. But with them around, we can't even get to work.
And
Sí,
what do you
ese
want
era
to
el
do
efecto.
about it? Just run away?
Actually, I'd like to stay here, at least for a bit. I never would have thought I'd like working in a mill, but not with him around. It's unbearable, and there's no one I can complain to. But you could.
Me? Do you think they'll listen to me?
They did once already, didn't they? They hired us because of you. You could have another word with them.
Back then, making promises was enough. Now, it will be worse.
You can forget about the miller. It's Thomas you need to convince. The miller takes his opinion seriously. So, will you do it for us? Again?
Fine. I'll try and talk to him.
Venga, vamos a echarle la mano otra vez.
But try not to get on his wrong side. You don't get anywhere with him then.
I'll keep that in mind.
Así
I'd
que
like to
tenemos.
ask about that Thomas again. I'd never have guessed he's like that.
Well, get a job here as a hand and you'll soon see.
And what does he do during the day? Does he work with you?
Good one. He keeps his eye on everything, but his hand only touches the saw when the miller shows up, which isn't that surprising.
Why?
The last time he did anything, he almost took his thumb off with a chisel. I wouldn't put an axe in those paws of his either.
So he's clumsy and arrogant. That's what you said about your last master, that Nimoy.
Aye, but at least you could sneak away from old Nimoy for a bit. No chance of that around here.
Venga.
Good luck, then.
Vamos a buscar ese tal Tomás. Este es el Fritz. A ver, este era el molinero, ¿no? Viejo Tomás.
God be with you.
¿Qué tal están los
So what do you
carpinteros?
think about the workers I brought you?
If I hadn't put in a good word for them, the miller would have thrown them out by now.
¿A quién le pilla el
Have
molinero?
someone to look out for them.
May the Lord watch over you. Jesus Christ be praised.
Are you happy with your new workers?
They're good carpenters, but someone constantly has to stand behind their backs and keep an eye on them.
Really?
Yes. When I'm there with them, everything goes smoothly. But the moment I leave, I hear Thomas yelling.
Me lo tienes jurado. Contigo no puedo ver más. Y ahora. A ver, con Fritz.
How'd you get so fucked up?
Matthew se ha quejado del capataz.
Matthew told me your foreman's a fool, and you're not exactly filled with Christian love for him.
You better believe it. I'd like to pay him back for everything and drown him in the river.
Drown him? What's he done to you?
It was the first or the second day here. We had a disagreement and I told him off. And then, all of a sudden, we're fighting and that fucker just throws me in the river. I nearly drowned.
Well, how did you get out? I thought you couldn't swim.
I can't. They pulled me out. I was up to my waist in water.
I see. Well, I'd be pretty fucking angry too. So you want to pay him back?
Exactly. I don't give a shit about anything around here, but that bastard's in need of a good trouncing.
I spoke with him briefly and he doesn't seem so horrible.
Then you ought to try working with him. He's a sneaky bastard and arrogant. You should see how he puffs himself up when he's off to play dice with Lawrence.
Who's Lawrence? Another mill hand?
Aye, but at the neighbouring mill. They call him the Wren. Damned if I know why. Thomas goes there to play dice with him.
What about the others at the mill? Are they awful as well?
The miller's an old fool. He believes every word that comes out of Thomas's mouth. It's hopeless. And then there's the miller's daughter. She's a pretty lass, and kind with it. And what can she do? Nothing. Not that it stops Matthew gonna see her. But Thomas is the root of the problem.
Do you think he's jealous? Is she a sweetheart?
He might make puppy dog eyes at her, but most of the time he just struts about like a peacock. I really don't think she's the problem.
And what do you want to do about it? Do you think you can come to an agreement?
No fucking chance. Matthew hopes so because he likes it here. It's true the work's better than the mines, but the pay's worse.
So how do you plan on dealing with it? Leaving?
Perhaps. But first, I want to give Thomas a proper trouncing. I mean a real thrashing.
And you think that will help?
Maybe. Maybe it'll knock some sense into that fat head of his. Or he'll be too frightened to mess with me.
That might help.
So why don't you arrange a fight with him? If we win, he'll leave us alone. Oh, we could...
What?
We could lure him off someplace far away and then wait for him. Maybe to play dice with Lawrence. He would have to go through the dark woods.
I'll think about it. The monastery wants you to pay for treatment. That doesn't sound right.
Leave it be, Howell.
If you say so.
Va,
See you later.
Bien, pues con esta gente están chunguillos, he dejado yo justo ahora. Arreglar los problemas del trío. Organizar una pelea con Thomas. Negociar una tregua en el molino. Negociar una tregua en el molino. Mm. Una tregua. Entonces lo puedo provocar. Algo sobre una partida de dados.
Lawrence from Boudin sends word that he has some time at night and some groschen.
Lawrence from Boudin. The Wren. You've had dealings with the Miller Peshek.
Ah, you have it all mixed up. Peshek is from the Ratai mill.
You're right. I do have it mixed up. And Lawrence, you say?
Yes, Lawrence.
Parents.
Well, I have a lot of work now, so if you see him, tell him he'll have to wait a while.
About those two.
It's a wonder I still let them hang around.
But you need the help anyway. And they're pretty handy.
Maybe, but they're in no danger of overworking themselves. They act like they're too good for the mill, and I saw them eyeing up Jane.
Nothing strange about that. She's a pretty girl, and she's of an age to marry.
It's not marriage they've got on their minds. They'd have their way with her, then if all her belly started to grow, they'd have run for the hills.
Look, we can reach an agreement. You need the mill fixed, they need the money. If they have peace to do their work, they'll be able to finish it faster.
But...
And then they'll take their groschen and leave. The mines will open again, and the faster they get their money, the quicker they'll be gone.
But do you really think I can trust them to do it? Will they do their work and leave? And leave Jane alone in the meantime?
Ya lo pondré.
Of course. They're not interested in the mill. They just need the coin to pay their debts. Once they've got enough, they'll have no reason to stay here.
I never thought we could sort it out this way.
I've known them for a long time, and you can rely on them when it comes to this. Everybody will be better off.
All right. If they keep their part of the bargain, I'll even give them a few extra groschen. But woe betide them if they don't. You can tell them that. Farewell.
Ahora con Matthew. Está Jane, ¿no? ¿Y tú tienes algo que cortar? Acerca del
About
molino.
the mill.
Again, look, lad. I stand by Thomas. If it wasn't for him, nothing would get done here.
Yeah, but Thomas has problems with carpentry.
You're right. You should hear him cursing when he has to turn his hand to it. He knows he'll never be a real miller.
Well, just because of that.
No. He's not too skilled at handling the water wheel and the mill run either. He can wield a shovel well enough, but otherwise I have to keep telling him how to do things.
So he's not been foreman too long then?
No. My son used to run the mill, but then his wagon overturned with him inside it. It'll be a year ago now, come spring.
I'm sorry.
Me too, boy. And after Martin was gone, the other workers left and only Thomas stayed. I don't know what I'd do without him.
Pero Cromato, ¿qué debes hacer conmigo?
But what happened that day? Wagons don't overturn themselves.
He was transporting new stone blocks for the mill and he had to take a detour. Since the wagon was too heavy for the Ford, it was after a downpour. The load must have slipped and the whole wagon fell on him. I pray it was quick.
So he was alone, with no one to help him.
Of course not. Thomas was there too. He helped Martin to load the wagon in Sasau and both of them set off back.
Just the two of them? No one else was there?
No, they always did it that way. Martin didn't like dragging people where it wasn't necessary, when they could be doing work elsewhere. But if I had been there with them, maybe he'd still be alive. Thomas couldn't pull the wagon off him. He ran for help, but it was already too late.
I'm sorry. But I'm sure he's in God's kingdom now.
He was a good boy, a kind soul.
Have you been without carpenters for a while?
A long time. Since winter, it's been just me and Thomas.
Nobody stays around.
No. These days, it's hard to find a man you can rely on. Young lads today are bone idle. None of them wants to do an honest day's work.
And how many have actually worked here?
About half a dozen, maybe more. We always put up with them till the most urgent work was done, then sent them packing.
And what about Jane? Shouldn't she have a husband by now?
What are you trying to say?
A pretty girl like her is ripe for marriage.
With a large dowry because she comes from a mill? Well, she had herself a man once, but he ran away during the winter. He wasn't up to the work either.
And how long did he last?
You know, he was here for a while. But back then my son was a foreman and he was a kindly soul. Too kind. He never threw anyone out.
So everyone started leaving when Thomas took over.
Well, Thomas is a dog on slackers. And just as well. Maybe it's harsh, but that's what you need nowadays. If we don't mill, folk don't eat.
So the moment Thomas became mill foreman, everyone started running off. Not one man could stand it here, even if they had a chance to marry Jane. Don't you think Thomas might be doing it on purpose? Sounds to me like he's after the mill, or your daughter, or both.
That's not like him. He's a good
No tiene
man
pinta de
and
ser buen hombre.
straightforward. He knows I can always send for a new mill foreman.
And Jane,
Don't worry about her. She'll wed whoever I approve of. Even Thomas, if he asks for her hand. At least with him, I know he won't leave the mill.
indeed, why would he, once he's got rid of everyone else?
That's enough. I don't know why you're trying to slander Thomas, but I don't mean to listen to it any longer. Farewell.
Hay que ponerse en contra.
I heard what you asked my father. You can't expect help from him. He's none too sharp these days.
And can you help me?
No. Nobody listens to me. But I wanted to say that Thomas does do it on purpose. He did it the same way before.
Why?
Because he's afraid if someone comes who's more skilled, Father will notice and give his job to the newcomer.
And your father lets him? Can't he settle it?
He probably could, but he doesn't want to. My brother was the mill foreman before him, but last year a wagon overturned on him, broke his back. It broke my father too. And Thomas was here the longest. He was always close to my brother, so Father chose him as the mill foreman.
And Thomas doesn't listen to anyone. Can't you persuade him?
No. He keeps looking my way and tries to be nice, but he doesn't care what I've got to say. When I tell him something, it goes in one ear and out the other.
And this probably won't end well. What happened to your brother?
And what does that have to do with this?
I don't know. You mentioned it, so I was just wondering.
There's not much to tell. A stone block that was loaded wrong, slippery ground after rain, and when the wagon overturned on him, there was no one around to help.
What do you mean, no one? Surely he wasn't alone.
No, he had Thomas with him. But Thomas couldn't lift the wagon off him, and by the time he found help, it was too late. And as if that wasn't bad enough, someone robbed my brother while Thomas was looking for help.
Someone robbed him after he was dead.
I don't know. But they took a mottled scarf which I gave him as a keepsake. He laughed when I gave it to him. He said it would make him look like a fop, but he still wore it all the time. And someone must have thought it was worth stealing.
Si encuentras una bufanda,
Why are you asking me? When they brought him back here, he didn't have it. That's all I know.
I'm sorry about what happened to him.
Me too. But it was his own fault. He'd brought more people with him. He'd still be alive. He was too kind for his own good.
I understand.
vale. Thomas tuvo algo que ver con la muerte del hermano de Jake. Y la única prueba que tengo para demostrar que ha sido él es la bufanda. Así que hay que buscar la bufanda en la habitación de este tío. Así que podemos esperar a la noche. Tenemos que este tío es culpable y no sé cómo. Así que voy a buscar sus habitaciones. ¿Dónde dormís, por cierto? ¿Dónde dormís? ¿Cuál es la casa de esta gente? ¿Dónde duermen? Vamos a hacer lo siguiente. Vamos a hablar con Matthew.
Jesus, what have you been up to?
He hablado con la hija normalmente.
It's a shame her father won't listen to her. She knows all about Thomas, but
Her father doesn't believe her.
he reckons it's just a woman's fancy. He probably thinks she's smitten with one of us. Not that I'd object, but she's a clever one. She'd make a better miller than either of those two.
It took some doing, but I made a deal with him.
I'm glad to hear it. So we can stay here? He'll leave us be?
He'll leave you alone, but there are conditions. Once you finish your job, you'll vanish from here. But you'll get an extra groschen or two for your troubles.
And that's it? I thought... Never mind.
Oh, and you're to stop dallying with the miller's daughter. Keep on mucking about with her and you'll muck things up for yourselves.
The fucking bastard. He can go fuck himself. He'd better give us enough groschen to make it worth it. But I suppose I should thank you. You may have bought us some peace and quiet, and that's better than nothing. Here's something for your help. See you later.
Pero yo lo que quería es conseguir... Porque me quedan misiones, ¿no? No. Vamos a ir y voy a desmascarar a Thomas. Puede que os quedéis aquí. A ver. Puede que sea este. A ver. Antes de la meseta del río... No. La mesetita sería esta, pero hay otro rollo, ¿no? O aquí otro rollo. Pero no me sale desenterrar ni nada. Onda, el arroyo al río principal. Si miramos el mapa, dejando Ronda al lado, suponiendo que este sea el río principal, ¿no? Tiene que ser esta que está quemada, tío, pero es que no sale nada. Y mira que es en este clarito de aquí, pero no me sale la navegación, que cola para encima. Va a ser aquí. Claro, si interpreto el mapa de otra forma, este sería el arroyo y este sería Ronda. Y esta la meseta. Vale, vamos a ver si es verdad. No está tan cerca como la de Ronda, sino más lejos. Mirando al norte, la meseta, la casita y el río y lo fluyente. Aquí está, ya te he visto. Vale, vale, vale. Uf, nos ha costado un poquito, ¿eh? Esta tiene que ser. Comenzar a excavar. Aquí va a estar. Ups, lo siento. Que descanses en paz. Wow, ¿quién está? Llave, broche, dado extraño, coraza, collar y botas. Y un arco. Buenísimo. ¿Esto es como robado? No, no, es de un muerto. Literalmente. Esto por este jugón, ¿no? 15, está en buen estado y esto sería 23. Perfecto. El collar, no teníamos ninguno. Esto me da cerebro de carisma, tu prioridad, condición, ¿vale? Ya, equipado, un collar que me da carisma. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? Unas botas de montar decoradas. ¿Qué me da? Ruido. No sé yo. Me da carisma, eso sí. No me influye nada. ¿Qué más hemos cogido? El dado va a estar muy bien. El arma. Evidentemente este es mejor. Pero necesito de fuerza. Esto vamos a guardar. El escudo no se vuelve equipado. Las flechas. La antorcha. Pues ni tan mal. ¿Puedo comer la trucha cruda? No. Y dado extraño. A ver, dado extraño. Dado que juego cargado para que salgan números impares. 1 y 5. Bueno, muy bueno. ¿Dónde está el caballo? Venga, vámonos ya de aquí. Vamos a un pueblo a comer porque se va a morir este hombre de hambre. A ver, de misiones por aquí cerca tenemos esto, ¿no? Timmy. Pues podríamos ir a Michonti. ¿Sí? ¿Tumba? Las tumbas suelen tener tesoros. ¿Dónde? Hemos tenido suerte. Segundo tesoro. 163 cosas. Vale, lo llevo. Va, venga, sigamos. Vamos a hablar con el pequeño Timmy. ¿Hablar con Timmy? Habla con este primero.
Good health to you.
Estoy buscando a Timmy.
Timmy. He's a big man and
A complete numbskull? Aye. He works here. Or he used to. I'm not sure. He vanished a few days ago. Far as I know, no one's seen him since. But try asking his sister Mirka. She works here too.
Vamos a buscar a la hermana. Por aquí no se puede entrar. Aquí dentro, ¿no? Será esta. Sí.
I'm looking for a colossus by the name of Timmy. I heard he works here.
I don't know anyone like that.
Pero supuestamente tu hermano.
Listen, someone wants to kill him. I have to warn him.
My God. So it's true then. That idiot's got himself mixed up in something dangerous again. All right, but not here. We'll talk round the back, behind the mill.
Vale.
Here I am. So, why all the secrecy?
What do you want from Timmy?
Can you tell me where to find him?
Promise me nothing will happen to him.
Why do you care so much?
He's my brother. He's not very smart, you see, and he's always getting led astray by his no good friends. And now there's some right peculiar characters looking for him.
Who are they?
I don't know. But they look like cutthroats, and they said some strange things, but I didn't tell them anything.
That's good. But sooner or later they'll find him anyway. Tell me where he is, and I'll take care of him.
He's hiding at the Colburn farm, over by Meroyed.
Ups. Henry. ¿4? No, hombre. Ya volvió.
I get the feeling you're looking for someone here. I'm looking for someone too. Maybe we could help each other.
¿A quién estoy buscando?
And who are you looking for?
A great big ox by the name of Timmy.
Yo no sé nada.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about him.
That's a shame, a crying shame. I take good care of people who help me. Now, if someone were to tell me where to find Timmy, I might offer that man a job. We could use a smart fellow like that at the camp.
¿Dónde está? Su campamento de dinero, no sé dónde está. Esta es la granja de Colbes.
I hear he's hiding in Ratai.
Oh, yeah? Where in Ratai?
He's at the butcher's. They're his kin.
Well, excuse me if I take that with a grain of salt. I'll just leave Radan here to keep an eye on you. For your own protection, you know. Come with us if you got the stomach for it. If not, come and find us in the Samapesh Tavern when it's all over. Or we'll find you. Come on, boys!
¿Les vi dando una trampa? ¿Notáis? Puede ser. ¿Dónde está Timmy? Confiere que Timmy te cuente dónde se esconde el resto de los bandidos. Vale, venga. Vamos a buscar a Timmy antes que se lo cargue. Estate quieto. Ah, este me va a seguir todo el rato, ¿verdad?
Ya.
Vale. Timmy. Timmy. Timmy.
Hey,
Mira,
Timmy.
me persigue, así que explícame todo rápido.
I'm all right. Have we met?
We have now.
Huh? Oh, shit. What do you want? It wasn't me. I didn't... I mean... Shit.
I saw what you did at Neuhof.
What are you talking about? You weren't there. I mean, I wasn't there.
Don't waste your breath. You were there with Limpy Lubosh and Riki. I heard all about it.
What do you want from me?
Your mate Hinek told me about a whole camp full of those horse huns. And I want to find it. I need to find it.
Yeah, but why should I trust you, though? I'm not stupid. You might be one of them. Pretending to not be one of them. Trying to catch me out. I won't tell you nothing.
Why would I be trying to catch you out? For Christ's sake, man, they crucified Limpy Lubosh in Ujits. What the hell are you trying to pull here?
Shit. What will I do? Shit. I don't know where their camp is.
That's a load of horse shit. Hinek told me you were there, and that Pius wanted you to keep your mouth shut. You must know something.
Well, once I was there with them, yeah. Only, I was pretty drunk, so I'm not too sure.
Try to remember.
It was in the woods. In some kind of woods. You know, with
Mucha información.
trees and stuff. There were some wrecked houses there and all. In the woods.
Necesitan información.
There was a church there. Kind of a broken one, though.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot. Now it's all clear to me. Do you remember which way you went?
It was straight north from Talmberg. When you go uphill from the castle, there's a path there round some barns. I think it leads to the woodcutters' camp. If you go further on past the woodcutters, you come across this abandoned house. Can't miss it. Looks like a house, only abandoned. Go to the left there and carry on till you come to this clearing with a big beech tree. Or was it an oak?
He's as deaf as a post anyway.
You go left there again. There's this narrow path, and you go straight along there. Sometimes it splits up. You just keep to the left until you come to a crossroads by this big flat rock. You keep straight on there. After a while, you'll see a bridge. And it's right there.
Ya me he perdido.
Easy as you please.
Better than nothing, I suppose.
Ya me he perdido.
But you won't tell nobody about Neuhoff, right? You promised. Oh no, bugger. I meant to make you promise, but I forgot.
Tenéis que
You
confesar.
took part in that massacre, Timmy. People got killed and the farm was burned down. You can't expect to get away with it just like that. Come with me to Ratai. They'll know what to do with you there.
No. I won't go anywhere with you. They'd hang me.
What do you expect? That you can join a gang of robbers to go thieving, murdering and burning and nothing will happen to you?
Did I tell you about
Come with me, and at least you'll die like an honest Christian.
didn't know she did
Never.
that.
You might as well kill me
She
here and now.
started not long ago. Always in the evening, while there's still a bit
Well,
of light. She sits
The
down
Lord
and
sees
walks
you,
on.
so who am I to judge you?
She's quite deft at it by now.
Your sins will come
I'm
back
not
to haunt you
surprised.
yet.
Betty was always good with her hands.
Y venga por ti, que
You're
igualmente.
right there. Anyway, I showed her.
Vámonos. No me llegará el tío andando de la mía. Así que nada, venga. Mi amigo Timmy. Vale, informar a Radzig de la ubicación del campamento de bandidos. Vale, no es ya cerca, ¿no? Lejos que diga. Hacia el norte. Está ahí, mi colega. Hola, Radzig.
Greetings. What business have you?
About that encampment, sir.
What is it, lad?
Sé dónde está.
I found out about the camp from another of the bandits who deserted. He's called Timmy. Big fellow, but more brawn than brain. The camp is an abandoned village in the woods to the west of Talmberg.
Good work, lad. Have you been to check it out? Do you know how many of them there are?
I don't know much apart from where it is.
We really need to find out more. Could you go back there and try to discover anything that could help us in the assault? The more we know, the better. And if you could carry out some sabotage while you're in there, it would be invaluable. But don't take any unnecessary risks. I don't want to lose you.
Certainly.
Dale.
That is... I'll do what I can.
That's what I like to hear. You'll be our eyes and ears, lad. Our success will depend on what you find out. Go, and get back here as soon as you can. Meanwhile, I'll muster my men.
I'll find out what I can and be right back.
Take care.
Ok. Venga, vamos a intentarlo. Pero vale, haría falta dormir, claro. Vale, hasta aquí. Podríamos ir a Tamber y a buscar el tirón. Y esto es ubicación de la cabaña en ruinas. Y la ubicación de la cabaña en ruinas. La cabaña en ruinas. A la izquierda que no hay nada. Bien. Y a la izquierda. Vale, y la siguiente ubicación. Ese es el año, ¿no? Y derecho a la siguiente ubicación con esto un claro o una granalla. Ahí está. Y por la izquierda seguir el camino hacia la siguiente ubicación. Y por la izquierda seguir el camino hacia la siguiente bifurcación. Y ahora era. Y de izquierda seguir hasta la siguiente cruce. La piedra plana. Y ahora seguir recto en el cruce hasta llegar al campamento. Vale. Llegar al campamento de los bandidos antes de que empiece la batalla. De encontrar el campamento de los bandidos. Vale. Tengo que encontrar una manera de entrar ahí sin que me vean, ¿no? Vale. Y ahora vamos a ver cómo puedo sabotear a esta gente.
A moat. It would take a while to get across, and there's nowhere to shelter from arrows.
Realmente ver si se puede conseguir información útil para el ataque.
A bridge. That'll make it easier to cross the earthworks. There's open ground on both sides of it, and it's the fastest route for an attack.
Vale.
We could launch a sneak attack from here.
Se me ha visto. Entrar al cuerpo. Ay. Matar. Uf. Qué bruto eres, Henry. A ver, voy a saquear, ahí estoy. A ver. ¿Cómo saboteo esto, tío? Comida. Se puede prender fuego las flechas. Sabotear el campamento de los bandidos antes de que empiece la batalla. Sí, puede prender fuego las flechas. ¿Y cómo prende fuego las flechas? No tengo nada para ni envenenar ni para hacer fuego.
Good ground for a big fight, but not much cover. A stockade. A handful of men could hold it for quite a while.
Ya está. Entramos y salimos. Ahí está, nuestro señor. Ok, come. Traigo... ¿Voy a sentar contigo? A ver, te cuento.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
I'm back from scouting, sir.
Excellent. What have you found out?
Están unidas casi cubiertos por la
There's an
vegetación.
overgrown, ruined village in the woods where they're dug in.
That sounds like Pribyslavitz. It used to belong to Sir Divish before Havelmedic attacked and torched it, and then imprisoned Divish. It's been left abandoned ever since. I was hoping they wouldn't be so organized. Earthworks and fortifications. That's quite a different matter from routing some rabble out of the woods.
Intenté contarlos.
I tried to count them.
And how many of them are there? Bear in mind I'm relying on what you say. We'll have to call for reinforcements, and that's no simple matter. Every man that comes with us will be lacking somewhere else. And I don't want bandits pillaging some other town because there's no one left to mount a defense.
No muchos, son bastantes, son un montón. Son bastantes,
There's quite a few of them there.
Perdition. We'll definitely need reinforcements. I think the Talmberg men should suffice. I don't like leaving the castle unprotected, but there's no other option.
It's mostly bandits in the camp. They're not villagers with pitchforks, but not regular soldiers either.
No more than I expected. I have no fear of them, but underestimating the enemy can be fatal.
I took a look at their arms and armor. They're not a proper army, but they're equipped quite well.
What about archers?
Están bien
Few of them,
posicionados.
but they're positioned well. If we charge them head on, they'll probably do us a lot of damage.
I don't like the sound of that. It complicates the situation. Dealing with them before the battle would be the best option.
They're up to something in the middle of the camp. It looked like they were making several long ladders.
Ladders? That sounds like they're planning a siege. I like this less and less. On the other hand, we can use that to our advantage. If we can capture those ladders, we can use them to scale their own fortifications.
No voy a
That's
descubrir
about
nada
all I
más.
saw, sir. I didn't notice anything else.
That's all right. Did you manage any sabotage while you were there, as I asked you?
No, sir.
Never mind. You did a good job anyway, and you deserve a reward. But now we must get ready to set out as soon as possible and put an end to them. I need you to go to Sir Divish in Talmberg and tell him to send Captain Robard and his men to our aid. There's not enough of us here in the camp.
You can rely on me, sir. What should I tell him?
Tell him to take all his men. Leave only the bare minimum at the castle and march to Pribyslavitz. I'll take everyone but for 1 or 2 sentries. Hopefully together we'll have enough men to defeat them.
All right, I'll get going.
And be quick. We've no time to spare. God be with you.
God be with you.
Oye, pues es creo que tengo que ir a Camber y ahí tengo una multa. Voy a intentar robar a alguien. En fin. Este me va a detener.
Hey, you there! Stop!
No.
Enough.
Ya, tranquilo, tranquilo.
Someone saw you stealing.
No me he visto robar en un cuarto vacío, pero bueno.
You'll learn. Crime doesn't pay.
Que no va a servir para nada, ¿no?
Enough. What impertinence is this? Do you really want me to lose my temper?
But I was just... You...
No, va a salir bien.
misunderstood me. Sorry. You can go.
Ha salido bien parado. Ha salido bien parado. Y hasta aquí el vídeo de hoy. Si os ha gustado, dadle un like, comentar, compartir y suscribiros para mejorar el canal. Mi nombre es Logan y nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo. Un saludo a todos. ¡Chao!